welcome to the Creatives Tarot, the YouTube channel that helps you supercharge your creativity and pursue your passions. My name is Melissa, and I am so excited you're here today for Tarot Tuesday. Today, we are going to dig into a soulmate tarot reading, specifically asking the cards, who is my soulmate? I know a lot of people have this question, especially around Valentine's Day. So we're going to dig into that for all our single folks, our folks who are dating and in the midst of dating and looking for that perfect person, that perfect someone. We're going to get a little preview about who that person is that we're supposed to be looking for. And maybe if you're already with somebody, you can kind of see, it's like, is that this person that's coming up in the reading? I don't know. Just remember, this is all for fun. Nothing is set in stone, but let's get started. We have 4 piles today, 4 different piles. I'm going to put them up on screen. I want you to take your time with this and figure out which one is speaking to you. If more than one pile is calling to you, pick both piles, right? That is okay. That might mean that your message is a mixture of the two, and that's perfectly okay. Take what resonates with you, discard the rest. Let's go. All right, so here are our 4 piles. These piles are based off of 4 different tarot decks, and you're going to choose the deck that speaks to you. All of these are the Lover's cards. So this is group number 1 from the Spacious Tarot deck. This is group number 2 from the Lightseer's Tarot deck. This is group number 3, and I believe this is the Modern Witches Tarot deck. And this is group number 4, which is the True Black Tarot deck. Choose the one that's speaking to you. All right, group number 1. Group number 1, if you chose this card, this is the Lover's card. If you chose the Lover's card, this is your group. Well, I guess they're all Lover's cards, but if you chose this purple sort of, I don't know if this is a helix, a double helix strand from this deck. This is the Lightseer's Tarot deck. If you chose this deck, this is your reading. I'm going to shuffle the cards and we're going to get started and see who your soulmate is. We also have a couple of different archetype decks here. We have the Lover's Oracle. We have some messages, some channeled messages cards, and I'm really excited to see what's coming up. So let me shuffle these cards and let's see. I'm going to move this just a little bit so that I don't go off screen too much. All right. Ooh. Okay. All right, so let's see, who is your soulmate? Who's your soulmate? Let's get some guidance from the cards. What's showing up? What's coming up? Who's the soulmate for group 1? We got a couple of cards coming out already. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse, the Tower, and the 5 of Swords. So right off the bat, the 3 of Cups makes me think of community, right? And this might even be somebody who is raised in a very communal sort of family or setting, a sibling, maybe one of 3, but that they are kind of a lone wolf. They kind of want to do their own thing, be on their own path. This is somebody who's a survivor, this Tower energy, somebody that may take you by surprise, somebody who's incredibly resilient, who's gone through trauma, who's gone through different events in their lives or circumstances in their lives, and they've come out the better for it. They've already gone through these big transformations, and you might even know them because of those transformations and that transformation story. The 5 of Swords, this, speaks to greed and selfishness, but this is in reverse, which makes me think that this person is not greedy. They're not focusing on only themselves, but they are sacrificial. They are trying to help others. So maybe they work in the philanthropic space. Maybe they're a service provider, a doctor, or somebody who is giving time, a nurse, a teacher, somebody in those areas, those kind of service industry areas is what I'm getting from that, because I see that they're very giving. They're very charitable. Let's see what other characteristics or qualities come up from the cards. Yeah, Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords in reverse. So this makes me think that they're not somebody new. It's not somebody new. This is somebody who's very logical, who is very consistent. They're not somebody new in your life. I have a feeling that there's somebody who's been in your life before in the past. More cards coming out here. Okay. 2 8s. We have the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Swords with the 3 of Swords in reverse. So this 3 of Swords gives me that Tower energy too. I just feel like this person, see if I can get it here so you can see it. I feel like this person, your soulmate, they've been betrayed, right? And I think that's a Tower energy too. They've survived something really traumatic. They've been heartbroken, they've been betrayed, but that wound is healing. It's not a fresh wound, but it's still there. I also feel like that sometimes they get in their way. Sometimes they get lost or they struggle to get perspective. They struggle to stand out and be on their own. They feel trapped, they feel stuck. And this might speak to this 3 of Cups energy here, where, you know, typically I say this is like a collaboration and a working together and building external community, but this is in reverse. And I just get this sense that that is smothering, that there's something smothering about this energy here. There's something smothering about people taking up resources and not having enough resources. So maybe this is somebody who's self-made. Maybe this is somebody who, has struggled financially, or, you know, came from a place of poverty, and has had to work and really grow and still has some limiting beliefs because of their experience and their upbringing. This 8 of Wands speaks to action and movement, fast paced. So I feel like they're quick to make decisions, but they're maybe also quick to run, quick to leave, quick to flee. Maybe they get overwhelmed by too many decisions, too many opportunities. The Hanged One, yeah. Hanged One. This is like the Hanged Man, right? So this idea of finding stillness. And so what I'm thinking about with this 8 of Wands and the Hanged One, both coming up, is this idea of this, there's some kind of tension for this person, and they want to be still, they want to be present, they want to be there, but they don't know how. They're tempted to fall back on these behaviors and to run, to sprint, to always be going, to never be still. I also think of this Hanged One can be like playing the martyr role, sacrificing yourself for the good of others, which I am getting with this service energy, that this is somebody who gives, and they give deeply. They will sometimes sacrifice their own needs, their own health, their own bodies. This could be somebody who honestly maybe has even served in the military, or in some kind of force where like they've put their physical body on the line. Maybe they're a police officer, maybe they're a fireman or a paramedic, but they put their lives on the line and are on the front line in order to serve, which would speak to this, again, this energy with this 8 of Wands, and something that they're really passionate about. They move forward very quickly, and they act and they sacrifice, and they're present in these really catastrophic moments of change for other people. I get this feeling that this person has a really big heart, right? A really big heart. What else can you tell us about this person? Yeah, 9 of Swords, right? So they have anxieties. They do have anxieties and fears and nightmares like all of us do. But I feel like this person is resilient, very good at facing those head on and not allowing them to hold them back. And they might even become a person that helps you deal with your own anxieties or fears. What are their strengths? The Fool, yeah. Humor. I think of the Fool, I think of the Jester and the Court. I think this person has a great sense of humor. They use humor to lighten the situation, to help people heal and recover. What other characteristics? What if I drop the card? Oh, Wheel of Fortune. This person is lucky, right? This person is generally brings about good luck and good fortune, and is appreciative of this good fortune. They recognize how many benefits, how many blessings they have, how much privilege they have, and they embrace it, they celebrate it, they don't hoard it. And I think that's because of their experience and their upbringing. What other success, strengths, traits do they have? I'm just throwing these cards all over the floor. Yeah, 8 of Cups. So the ability to walk away from things that are no longer serving them. So they've made these hard decisions. They've walked this journey. They've let go. They've sacrificed when things no longer serve them. And it makes me feel like maybe they've cut ties with their family or with somebody important in their past. somebody that hurt them, somebody that was holding them back. So I feel like this person is ready to be in a relationship. If you haven't already met them, this person has done a lot of the shadow work, a lot of the deep work, and they're ready to meet you. There's one more card. I need to pause this to grab it. Okay. Oh, the Devil card, right? The Devil card came up. And so I don't think that that means that this is the devil, but this may mean that this person is really sinful to you, right? It's like your weakness, your kryptonite, your thing that you can't get enough of, and you just want to indulge in them or overindulge in them all the time. You want to be around them all the time. You want to be consumed by them. I feel like there's going to be a strong physical attraction between the two of you. And again, that almost that addictive personality, and you're going to, that infatuation that you have in the early days, it's going to be present. And you're going to be one of those couples that, that people get jealous of, and they're like, oh my God, they've been together for 10 years and they still act like they're on their honeymoon, right? They're so handsy, right? They always have this PDA stuff going on, right? I feel like that's you, because there is such chemistry, there is such temptation, there is a freedom and a willingness to explore things. So I feel like the Devil card is here because you're tempted. You're always tempting each other. You're always seducing each other, and willing to indulge in each other's fantasies. So that's interesting. Steamy. Let's get some more cards around their attributes. Let's look at some of the attributes. Let's start with this deck. So we're going to do the Wild Ones deck for the attributes and see what comes up. These are round, beautiful cards, but they're a little bit tricky to shuffle. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we have the Offering. Okay, a couple other things came out. Grab those and let's see what we've got here. So we've got the Offering, the Castle, the Threshold, the Mentor, the Mirror, the Healer. All right, so we had a lot of cards come out. I probably should have shuffled these again. But okay, so we had the Healer. So this goes with that idea of somebody who's nurturing, but somebody who's doing service work. So again, I keep thinking of medical, maybe they're a medical person that works with the EMTs or the fire department, or the, a medical profession in the military. I don't know why, but that feels really strong here. But they're a healer, right? They're a light worker, they're gifted, and they're an old soul. So I feel like they're, not only are they a survivor, but they are somebody who's really got this calming energy, right? And so you may be confused, you may be surprised, because you don't connect that to the devil energy, right? You think of the devil as flashy and charismatic and over the top and sinful. And I don't think that's what the Devil card means, right? I think this is somebody who is just really mature in their ability to engage, their ability to support you, their ability to love and to heal. And they're going to be a part of your healing process. I do feel like that. You don't have to be perfect, because I feel like they understand and they can help you heal and grow. You have the Creator, which is also an artist energy. So I think they maybe have a hobby of being an artist, being a painter, being a creator or an innovator. They love to try and take things apart and put them back together in a different way. They're always looking for new opportunities, new solutions. We have the Self. Yeah, the Self speaks to like the witness, the watcher, somebody who's seeing and reviewing things and questioning things. This kind of also makes me wonder if this is a therapist, right? If somebody in the medical field who is helping with psychology or therapy, because I just get this calming old soul observer energy, the Mirror energy as well, which speaks to self-reflection and the ability to help other people reflect back on them. The Mentor, so again, that teacher energy, same thing that you're having with a coach, with a teacher or a therapist, right? They're going to be guiding you, they're going to be giving you advice, they're going to be teaching, and they're always looking to improve their own self. And then you have a couple of things like the offering and the threshold. The threshold speaks to like a gateway. And that's what I also see with this tower energy, is a gateway. It's something you have to go through in order to transform, in order to become the true version of yourself. It's about growth. It's about individualization. Yeah, so I get this sense that whoever this person is, they're going to play a big role in your healing, right? And you're going to need to be really confident and really stable and do some of this therapy work, some of the shadow work, to make your sort of mental health really strong and to let go of any baggage. They don't want to deal with that. I feel like this person deals with like the therapy and carrying the heavy lifting and doing counseling for other people. And I'm not going to say like they're not going to be supportive of you as their partner, but I do feel like you have to show up in order for this relationship to work. You have to have already started doing some of the work. They're not going to pick somebody who is in complete denial and doesn't want to face or have conversations about mental health and wellness. So that's something that I'm getting. Yeah. This person is a lover, a giver. They love supporting, they love giving. That's where I get that energy of like service work and philanthropy and charity, the gift, the present, the sacrifice. They volunteer, they donate, right? They're generous. They're generous with all things, with their time, with their money, with their energy, with their attention and their focus, with their love. And then the castle, right? This makes me think about, this is like the penthouse, the palace, the fortress. Yeah, visiting your throne of power. So this makes me think of like, this is somebody who is in a position of leadership, authority, or power. Like they're very successful. They've made a, like, again, come from nothing, but they've made something of themselves, which is really exciting and really cool. Let's go into a couple more archetype cards here, see what else comes up. Okay, see these two. Any other cards for this group? 3. Any other cards for this group? 4. All right, so we got 4 new cards. Yeah, this is not surprising at all. So let's start with this one, the lover, right? It's a soulmate. They're the lover. They've got this love energy. And this says great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something, right? So they love to love. They're incredibly loyal. They have great passion and great devotion to the people that they care about. But they do have this child orphan energy, which again, is making me think of their past, making me think of their family. Maybe they were adopted. Maybe they just didn't feel in. The orphan speaks to independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering a fear of surviving, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. So like they've had to go through this journey of finding and building their own family because there's something there with their birth family or the family that they grew up in that wasn't fully supportive of them. And this bully card came up, which makes me think that like maybe they were bullied as a child and maybe that was part of it, or maybe there was some abuse or neglect as a child and they took the brunt of that in their family. So this like highlights a tendency to intimidate others, conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse, right? Like, so somebody who's had to live with this past, or maybe somebody who had this past and had to work through that because they were dealing with anger and trauma of whatever betrayal they've gone through. And then guide, right? We talked about this guide, teacher, a mentor, right? There's a lot of that energy. They represents the divine life in yourself, right? So being a guide, somebody in its guide role. Okay, so let's look at, I know this is going a little long, but I love these readings. They're so much fun to do. Let's look at just some additional context about sort of like when or where will you find or meet this person? Like how will you engage with this person? What other insights can you tell them about group 1 and their soulmate? What other messages do you have for group 1? What intel do you have about them? All right. Mingle, back together. Uh-oh, sounds like an ex. Back together. Physical intimacy. We already talked about that. And the cheater's story. Core values. Okay, so for some of you, this is an ex, For some of you, this is an ex and somebody that you have been in a relationship before, or maybe you're in a relationship right now, you're working through this, somebody cheated. I have a feeling it might have been you. It might have been you. And you regret that, and now you're trying to work it out or trying to rebuild that trust. And even if it was this person, I think there's some value in working it out, figuring out your core values, communicating with each other, and trying to figure out how you can come together, how you can overcome that. Because if that is you and you're in the middle of this energy is telling me that there's more work to be done, but that it isn't impossible, that this is somebody that, like, there is that opportunity to get back together and to learn and grow from this. You also have mingle, which talks about going to places that pique your interest, attending social gatherings, getting out there. So if you don't know this person yet, if you're not actively seeing someone, I'm seeing this sense of, like, you need to mingle, you need to be interacting with people to find your person. And then we have physical intimacy, right? Choose healthy, balanced relationships, doing it for the right reasons. So don't jump into bed with the first person you meet because you think they're your soulmate, right? Make sure you're on the same page. You're doing it for the right reasons. That's a message that is here for you in terms of your relationship questions now and where you're at. And let's get a couple more messages. Any other channeled messages that are direct for our group 1 folks? Any other channeled messages? All right. Okay. So this is interesting. This goes along with that sort of betrayal, cheater energy here. So we've got a couple of things. Don't let pride get in the way of forgiveness. Don't let pride get in the way of forgiveness. So that's one message they have for you. Let it all go. So they're asking you to let it go. Stop stressing. You're doing just fine, right? Life isn't perfect. Stop stressing. They want you to relax. They want you to unwind. They want you to know that they're here and that they're going to be here regardless. They want you to know that a blessing is coming your way. So get ready. So if you don't know this person and that other message that is for somebody else, they want you to know a blessing is on your way. Like they are manifesting and wishing good things for you. They are already loving you, even at a distance. Yeah. Hello, it's me. A lost love is thinking about you. So there's that ex energy. So maybe somebody you were previously in a relationship with is going to come back into the picture at some point. Maybe they're now single. Maybe they're going through a divorce. I don't know. But there's this sense that they're thinking about you, and there's an opportunity to maybe get back together. So that is the reading. I know that was thick, that was long. There was a lot of stuff there. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments below if this sounds like your soulmate. Does this sound like somebody you want to spend your life with? And let's get into the next group, group 2. Hey, group 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this card, this Lover's card, this is your reading. This is the Lover's card from the Lightseer's tarot deck. We're going to be using that as well as a couple of different archetype decks to get some sense of the characteristics and the traits of our soulmate. So we're going to start with a tarot deck. I'm going to be shuffling on camera, so I'm sorry if this is a little loud, but I really like shuffling live, so these might go a little bit longer. They always do when I shuffle live, but I wanted to just allow you to see the cards as they build, and yeah, for us to be able to pull any different clarifying cards as needed as they come out. So I'm gonna shuffle these one more time, then we're gonna start pulling cards. All right, so this is for group 2, and we're gonna look at, like, who's your soulmate, just right? Who is your soulmate? Who is group 2's soulmate? What can you tell us about their soulmate? Ace of Pentacles right off the bat. These are money makers, right? These are money makers. They're doers. They have ideas. They're innovative. They're always coming up with new ways to make money, to create resources, and generate wealth and physical material possessions. We've got justice in reverse, which is interesting. But I think this is somebody is curious about justice, who wants to find justice, but they want to do it their way. So I always think of, like, when I see this in reverse, I think of this as somebody who is kind of like a vigilante. It's like, I'll get justice, but I'm going to get it my way. I don't need to worry about the law. They're going to take matters into their own hands, which can be good or bad. Good or bad. Some alpha energy there. What else do we see with this group 2 soulmate? Who's this group 2 soulmate? 10 of Swords, right? 10 of Swords, 10 meaning completion, endings, but bittersweet, like a new day, a new horizon. So I feel like this is somebody who's gone through something, who's seen something, is coming out of something. Maybe they're coming out of a divorce, and they're stronger for it, but they're a little wounded. Like their pride is a little wounded. They're a little disappointed. It's a little bittersweet ending. Maybe they've changed careers. Maybe they've had to retire or leave something that they love and transition. Maybe they have a disability. I could see that. Like, I just feel like there's something, that is resonating with me with that card about an ending. And maybe it wasn't even a desired ending, but it was the right ending or the best ending for them. And they're embracing this new reality that you're a part of. What else? What else can you tell us about this soulmate, about this person? Who is this person? What characteristics, what traits, what things should they be looking out for in their soulmate? See you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Strength. Yes. Somebody has strength. Also, I always associate this. You have this tire here. I always associate this with Leo energy. But yeah, strength and courage, strength to stand up in the face of danger. So this could be something to do with their career, right? Again, with justice, it's like, are they a lawyer? Are they a law enforcement officer? Are they somebody who like works with the legal system, or who is in advocacy work? Or I feel like almost like a public defender, somebody who could be making more money, but has stepped away from that in order to serve. That's what I'm getting here with this justice and the strength card. Yeah, King of Cups, somebody who's emotionally steady, like a rock, right? They're so in tuned, which this kind of contradicts with the other card, because I was really thinking alpha male energy earlier, but this makes me think of somebody who not as necessarily feminine, but somebody who is a feminist, right? So can you have an alpha male feminist? I don't know. Maybe you can, but I feel like that energy of like equality and calm and steady and really being open to listening to other people's perspectives and understanding the situation and the circumstances and not overreacting to things. Okay. 3 of Cups in reverse. So this is like usually like a community, a sisterhood, a group of people, but it makes me think of like this being blocked or ended. So like maybe they've left something, maybe they've lost someone along the way and they no longer have that intimacy or that community or that support. Maybe they're an only child. They've always wanted a sibling or two. I could see that. What other guiding things can you tell us about their soulmate? The other reason I don't shuffle on camera a lot is because I drop cards everywhere. So I'm going to have to pick this card up. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Interesting. So we've got the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. So this tells me that, again, they're a dreamer, that they are lucky that they get their wishes fulfilled, or that you're going to feel like this person is fulfilling every wish that you've ever had. So think about what you want in a soulmate. And I kind of feel like that this is a signal that you're getting what you want. You get what you ask for. So make sure you're clear on what you want in your life. This person is somebody who is maybe a little bit frugal, maybe a little bit frugal. They have resources, but they're not always quick to spend them. They don't live an extravagant lifestyle. They live a very modest lifestyle. They don't see the need to be super flashy or flex on their money and show what they have, even though I feel like they have more than enough. I don't get the sense that people even know how much wealth they have, because I think they hold on to it, right? And they don't believe that, they believe that that's showy. And they like that stability. They like that security. And then we've got the 10 of Wands. Yeah. So they're carrying a lot. They're doing a lot. Maybe they're caring for other people in their lives. They're carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of pressures. I feel like this could be them, their career, managing a career, taking care of family members, trying to provide for their own family, and just wearing a lot of hats, right? So I feel like this is also means that they're going to be somebody who's going to carry the load with you, right? So you're not going to feel like you're the only one in this relationship. You're the only one that does the childcare, or does the cooking or the dishes, or does the housework, right? I think they want to be a team player. They don't want everybody to, like one person to take on all of the responsibilities. So that is definitely coming up. Any other messages for this group around their soulmate, who they are, their values, their traits, their strengths? Anything on their strengths or desires? Okay. A couple of things with strengths and desires. Yeah. Okay, so there's some Chariot energy when I talk about strengths. Chariot energy. So this is somebody who's very successful, who's used to winning, who is a champion, and loves that sort of celebration and acknowledgement. They are the sun. They like to be the center of the universe. They like to be the center of the universe. So yeah, this makes me feel like they're maybe extroverted people. They like to be in the light. They like that recognition, the spotlight. The Five of Pentacles, you know, this came up with the Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles speaks to loss, being an outsider, this fear of financial ruin, financial insecurity, illness, and health. I think that's a real concern for this person. I don't know that they've ever experienced it, but definitely with that Four of Pentacles too, and that desire to be sort of frugal and minimal, I feel like there's a real fear, whether it's real or not. Like this person has experienced a fear of losing everything. And so that is a core thing that you may have to work on together if you have different expectations of how you spend money. But I feel like money is going to be an important part of your relationship. And it may be a little challenging if you guys don't have really strong rules and open communications about how you're going to spend your money. Now, if you're both in the same position, you both agree with this, then that's perfect, right? If that sounds like you and you're both going to be on alignment on how you spend your money. Page of Cups. Hello, Page of Cups. So young love, puppy love, infatuation. I just feel like this is somebody who, again, with that bubbly, like, I guess not bubbly, but that center of the universe energy with the sun and being drawn, being magnetic. I also feel like this is somebody who makes relationships easily. They love meeting new people, and they kind of, it's not that they have to have one or two solid friendships. They want to know everybody, right? They want to meet everybody. They talk to everybody. They think everybody is a potential best friend, right? So that's the energy I get. So they're a talkative, energetic, inquisitive, explorative person when it comes to building relationships in their social life there. And they may not have a ton of really deep friendships, and that's okay. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles came up. This was actually in reverse, but I think overall the Queen of Pentacles came up. And so this tells me that their idea of soulmate is somebody who is a little bit more confident in money and financial matters. So you may be playing the role of maybe the breadwinner. You may be playing the role of somebody who manages the fundings or pushes on investments, more assertive investments, that pushes you guys outside of your comfort zone. What I love about this and the Queen of Pentacles is that she is willing to spend money. She loves spending money. She doesn't do it on overly extravagant things, but she does love the finer things in life. She does love to indulge. And so you may play that role of helping them indulge. This was a reverse. So that means they're tempted to resist that. And I feel like what they need in a mate, their ideal soulmate, is somebody who is going to help them see and experience life and use some of the money that they have to enjoy life and to enrich their life. Let's get some characteristics here from the archetype cards. Some more characteristics. We're going to be using the Wild Ones archetype deck. which is circular and really hard to shuffle. We'll see how this goes. The deck is like as big as the deck is huge. It's like big as my head. All right, let's see what came out. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, so this person has had quite an experience. So we have the tear. The tear came out. We have the fault line coming out. And so the tear speaks to sadness, to grief. So I feel like this person has gone through a little bit of loss. They have to release the pain. They have to mourn. And maybe they're going through that right now, especially because we're going through difficult times. I feel like earlier I talked about the transition, a retirement. Maybe it's being forced. Maybe they were an athlete and they're being forced to leave the game because of an injury. Something is happening that they have to let go of. And so I think there's some mourning and some grief that needs to happen in their life. But I also think that's part of what opens them up to you to be support. Yeah, this is really rocking their psyche, this fault line. It's creating almost like an identity crisis. They have to redefine their reality and really be broken open. So they're really in a vulnerable state right now if you were to meet them. We have the cage, or the box, sorry, which feels like cages and rules, being confined. Yeah, structure and order. So I feel like they're a person that likes structure, that likes rules, that likes to know what's coming. They don't like surprises. They want to be able to plan, to be able to know what's coming. And so they're feeling a little lost because of this identity shift. And then we have two cards that are really interesting. We have the crone and the siren, which are kind of opposite cards. Really, the crone speaks to like the witch, the sage, the old woman. It speaks to magic, clairvoyant, psychic, intuitive, and wise, right? So that's one piece of this. And then the siren is the temptress, right? The seducer, the femme fatale, sensuality, arousal, wickedness, and adultery, betrayal, right? Somebody who's tempting. And there's something about this, like, that feels like this person almost has a dual personality where they, I almost feel like there's a blockage here of like things that they're resisting, things that they don't know about, things that they're confused about. And I think one of this is like, they want to believe in magic. They want to believe in psychics. They want to believe in intuition, but they're skeptical. I feel like they're a skeptic. And I think that I think they're afraid of the things that they love. Does that make sense? I just get the sense that this person with the siren is all about temptation. And I feel like they're almost afraid that you're too good to be true for them, that you're tempting them into a different lifestyle than they would have imagined. And that's why I think these two coming up together is kind of odd, because it may be the magic, it may be the awakening. Like they're going through an awakening right now and they're questioning this. They're like, ooh, is this person, am I doing this because I'm being influenced heavily by this beautiful, tempting person? Or is this really a truth and something that I need to understand and uncover deeper? Let's keep going. Let's get some additional clarifying cards here with this other archetype deck and see if anything else resonates there. So more archetypes for group 2 soulmate situation. You guys. Oh, goodness. Wow. It's like, it's like the cards know what they're doing. Hold on. Gotta get another card. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is why I like to do this live. Okay, so let's look at the other deck that came out. So first off, athlete. That's what I'm telling you. I just have this energy, this idea, this something about athletes and something about maybe they played professionally, or maybe they didn't, but it was a big part of their lives. They had dreams of being a professional player. Maybe they are a professional player. Maybe they were competing in the Olympics and they didn't qualify. I just feel like there's an injury or something that has pushed them out of the thing that they love, and that's causing an identity crisis. We have the Virgin, purity of heart and spirit, fear of intimate union. And I think with the Siren, I'm definitely get this idea that maybe this person hasn't had a lot of relationships. And I don't get the sense that it's because they're young. I just get the sense that because they're very picky and because maybe they've been waiting or, holding off. And I also think they've been distracted, right, by this career in their life, and they just haven't invested a lot of time into relationships. So whether they're an actual virgin or not is one thing. But I do think that there is something about the purity and the femme fatale, which also came up. So we've had the Siren, the femme fatale, and the Virgin all come up. So there's definitely a sense of some kind of questions around sexuality. And I will say this, it could also be with the fault line that there may be some same-sex relationships here. There may be somebody who, especially if you're bisexual or identifying, as homosexual, I feel like there may be somebody who's in the closet right now or who hasn't fully embraced this, and they meet you and they fall for you, and they are really new. They're just really new at exploring this. Maybe you're their first relationship, maybe you're their first open relationship, but there's just a little bit of confusion and a desire to explore, a desire to test the waters, but also a fear, a real fear here of what that looks like. And I think that shows up with the crone energy, and also the child divine, which speaks to innocence, purity, redemption, strong and special connection with the divine. I feel like this person is religious, and is practicing a traditional religion. I don't know whether that is Judaism or Christianity or Islam or what, or Catholicism, but I feel like they practice a traditional religion, and your interest in supernatural or spirituality or tarot may scare them. I think questions of identity and gender may scare them. But I also get this sense that remember this, they're strong. They're incredibly strong and resilient. They're also a pioneer. So they're not afraid to be first at something, whether it's first in their family. They're not afraid to create and do what hasn't been done before. You just have to give them a little bit of time, right? And know that if you haven't found your soulmate, that maybe it's because they're going through this transition right now, that the world is getting them ready. They're getting onto their path so that they can meet you at the right time and you can have a strong, successful relationship. Let's get these last cards here, which are going to tell us a little bit about just other things that you need to know or look out for, where you're going to find this person, what messages they have for you, what things you need to look out for with your soulmate. 1, 2, let's see, 3. Any other messages for group 2 soulmate? Other messages. Okay. Exclusive. So they would love to be exclusive with you. Total connection, right? They feel it. You got chemistry, you have passion, and they're devoted to you. Once they commit, they commit. Patterns, talking again, physical intimacy, right? Like this is a big thing. This is a big thing for them. So know that when they commit to this, they're committing. And there is that total connection. There is that physical attraction. It's real. So you're not going to be able to deny it. Talking again, reconnecting with somebody, opening up. I almost feel like this is not about them talking with an ex or this person being your ex. I feel like this is about them connecting again with their family, connecting again with a loved one that they had pulled away, that your love and your relationship and your caring and openness with them has encouraged them to reach out to somebody who's hurt them or betrayed them and to confront that, whether they were a child of an alcoholic or an abusive person, whether that's standing up to somebody who committed some kind of assault against them, or it's a family member who doesn't agree with their choices. I feel like that connection and that talking again is like you're going to start to build the bridge and help them repair and help them break patterns that they have, patterns and old behaviors that they used to cling to. They're going to be set free because of this. How beautiful is that? Let's see if there's any last messages that they have for you. What does the soulmate want to tell them right now? What does the soulmate want to tell group 2 right now? Yeah, love is coming. What other messages do you have? What other messages do you have for this group? What other messages? Any other messages? Cards are hard to shuffle. Okay, so yeah, so the lost love is thinking about you. The other thing here is our past mistakes make us who we are, no regrets. So they want you to know that you shouldn't regret your past, because they're not going to regret their past. They're not going to regret the choices that they made. They make them who they are. Ask the universe for what you want. They're asking you to tell the universe what you want, and they want you to know that love is coming. Love is coming. I can't wait to meet you. So I feel like this is somebody you haven't met yet. You will meet them. They're just getting ready. They're going through a lot of heavy stuff. And they know that when they meet you, they will have done some of that work to meet you and to be open and ready. But we also know that like you are going to be ready, and you're going to be such a pivotal part in helping them continue to grow and love and trust again. So be patient and know that this relationship is going to be beautiful and empowering. And I feel like they're going to be totally devoted. All right, that's the reading for this group. I hope you found that helpful. If so, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we are going to move on to the next group. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose this version of the Lover's card, this is your reading. I'm super excited to dig into it. We're going to be talking about who's your soulmate. We're going to be looking at their story, their experiences, how you can recognize them out in the wild. What is their identity? What are their values and strengths? What are their personality traits and characteristics and flaws? We're going to see all of that in some archetype cards, as well as the Modern Witches Tarot deck, which is what we'll be using to as our main tarot source. So let's get in and get started. These readings I'm going to be shuffling while we do this, so there'll be a little bit of pause, a little bit of delay. If I'm not looking at the screen, it's because I'm looking down at the table to see what cards are coming up and to make some connections for you. Really excited to do these readings so far. They've been really great, really deep, much more grounded and emotional than I thought. I thought, oh, this will be really light and fun. But these cards have been like sharing tell-all stories of just deep stuff about their past, about the journey and experience that they've gone on and lived in. And I think that's great, because I think that'll help you recognize this person and how you can be a support to them. But take what resonates and leave the rest, and let's go. Let's see. All right, so for group 3, who is their soulmate? Can you give us some information about their soulmate? Who are they? What is their story? The Hanged One in reverse. Hanged One in reverse, right? Let's see what else comes up. Who are they? Okay. Who's the soulmate? 6 of Pentacles in reverse and the Death card. Can you give us more insight on this Death card? What does this Death card mean for for this particular soulmate. What does this card mean? Temperance, Four of Cups, Knight of Wands. Yeah, so death, you know, death always speaks to death and rebirth. So I don't think this is like, oh my God, your soulmate is dead and you're out of luck. I don't think that's what this means. This does not mean your soulmate is a sociopath or killer or anything like that. You know, when the death card comes up, what that means is that this person is going through a change. They're going through a rebirth. They're going through, they're ending one period of their life or chapter in their life, and they're stepping into another. It could be that this person has gone through a death. This could be a widower. It could be somebody who's lost a child. It could be somebody who has lost a parent recently. There's so many deaths. I think about the pandemic right now, and at this time of the recording, there's 460,000 deaths. And so it could be that this is weighing really heavily on their mind right now. Things that came up, or the Four of Cups. So I get this energy of apathy, of frustration, of just feeling stuck right now. This temperance, so moderation, everything's in moderation. Everything's just muted for this person right now. So I get the feeling that this person is grieving. We have the Knight of Wands, but it's in reverse. So this idea of like wanting to be able to pursue their passions and to do things that they love and to take action and move. I feel like this person, your soulmate, they're longing to do that. They're longing to move forward and break free. But right now they're just stuck. And this is what I mean by these cards have been deep this day. I don't know what it is. It's a little cloudy outside. The energy is heavy. These cards are deep. And yeah, that's what I'm feeling here with this combination is definitely that this person is grieving. They're in the middle of grief. They've lost someone that they love. And they're trying to regain their footing. And so, yeah, pay attention to that right now. The Six of Pentacles, but again, in reverse. So the Six of Pentacles is about giving and taking, giving and receiving. And I feel like this is blocked. I feel like maybe a lot of people are giving them things right now because of that loss. A lot of people are checking in on them and they don't know how to react to that. They're not really in a place to give to others. And they don't really want the things that people are giving to them. That's the energy that I feel. And this Hanged One, like, they're not comfortable. They're stuck, but they're not comfortable. They're not at peace with where they are because of this. So I definitely sense this grief. Let's get some more cards here, like about this soulmate. What are their traits? What do they value? What can you tell us about this person? Yeah, so Page of Cups, Six of Cups. So young, I feel like there's a youthness to them. They're young at heart. They're often reminiscing about better days. They love being or maybe even working around children or being around children. So something in that as a profession or coaching or mentoring in a role. And that could also be with the Six of Pentacles is where they're used to being able to give and give back. And they're not in that space right now because of their grief. But I feel like that's a part of their core identity. This Page of Cups, liking to build relationships, you know, open, just like pure, like this goodness that I sense in them of willing to meet people, excited to meet new people, build new relationships. They love that. They might even be a little bit of an extrovert in them, even though this feels like, oh, they're in grief, but that doesn't mean that they're not extroverted in their personality. Let's ask for some more guidance here. Yeah. The Hermit. Right now they're in a hermit mode. And we do have the Knight of Swords, but it's in reverse. Sorry. Yeah, so we have the Hermit. So they're definitely looking inward. They're taking this time right now to reflect, and they like that. I think they like to journal. They like to be at home. They love to watch movies and binge Netflix and do those things. Again, the journaling thing I get with the Hermit energy here. Knight of Swords in reverse. Again, I feel like they're not super fast paced. They're not like the person who has this idea and then just runs out and do it. They're very logical, very calculating. They want to know and understand the steps and be really strategic and not rush into things. Any other things around their strengths, their desires, strengths or desires for this group, their soulmate? King of Wands. Right? So I think this person is a King of Wands, which means that they essentially are incredibly passionate. I think that they in that they have a passion. They have a hobby, a sport, a business that is driven by something that they love doing, right? Something that they're incredibly passionate about, and they're extremely successful at turning that into a business and turning it into a lifestyle and turning it into a brand. Yeah, I feel like this is always boss energy, CEO energy. It's just there again, there's an incredible amount of charisma here with this confidence. They're confident, they're bold. Leo energy. I always think of Leo energy with this King of Wands because of the lion in the top on the card. The lions are often on the card here. Let's see, any other messages? Any other things that you want us to know about group 3 soulmate? Who is group 3 soulmate? What do you want us to know? Interesting. 8 of Wands and 9 of Swords. So your 9 of Swords speaks to restlessness. I wonder if they have insomnia. I wonder if they worry a little bit much. Like they have two sides to them. Their public side seems really confident, but they do get very insecure. Maybe they have a little bit of ADD. And so the structure in the red command, especially with this 8 of Wands energy here, lots of fast action, movement, momentum, messages, rapid things coming in, rapid decisions, right? I feel like this is like their blessing and their curse, right? They have a lot of things going on. Sometimes it keeps them from sleeping. They're kind of a night owl. They do all of these things. And you're like, how do you get it done? It's because they never stop. They never stop moving. So even though they're in this period of loss and grief right now, I think normally they're a fast-paced, extroverted, passionate person who is an accomplisher, a doer, somebody who gets a lot of things done. Let's look at the archetype cards and see if that is... there's any confirmations, right? If that is the truth. Okay, we're going to be using the Wild Ones archetype deck first. And these are a little difficult to shuffle. So we'll see what comes up. All right, so this is for our soulmate here. So we've got the ocean, the forest, the medallion, the nectar, the ring, and the creator. So the creator speaks to artist, right? So I think this is somebody that's an artist, somebody who likes to create things, likes to make things, an inventor, a builder, somebody who really wants to see material things. Could be an architect. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a painter or a poet or something like that, but it's somebody who likes to build physical things or have a product or create something from nothing. That's literally what the creator means. We have the ring. So this is somebody who wants to be connected, who believes in connectivity and sacred circles and cycles. Yeah, the ocean, depth, knowledge, wisdom, the forest and the woods. This speaks to adventure, magic abounds, wonder, right? So I get the feeling that this person is exploring spirituality, exploring psychology, likes to journal, likes to reflect, likes to live life to the fullest, and really is asking questions about the meaning and purpose of life, philosophy. They like to have these articulate conversations and debates about the future. Yeah, we have the medallion, which speaks to like traditions and protecting and honoring. They like ceremony and sacraments and sacred items. So you're going to be somebody who likes to give items of significance and meaning. When you think about gifts in the life that you share, they're going to love those kinds of traditions that you build with your family. Yeah, and then the nectar, right? This idea of medicine, the elixir, the garden, glowing, relaxed, subtle illumination, fixing things, repairing things, healing things. This almost makes me feel like this person is on the verge of an awakening, that, or has had an awakening, that they may be vegan, they may be vegetarian, they may be living this like eco lifestyle. I feel like they want to be connected and grounded to the earth, that they want to have a strong sense of spirituality, that they are really longing to be better, to help and to give, and they're passionate and they're extroverted. But I think they're also people who are, this is also a person who is connected to the universe, is in touch and understands the law of attraction and some of this spiritual and metaphysical stuff. Like they like that. They're getting excited about that. They want to join you on that journey. They're really, I think they've just been forced to, because of their circumstances and maybe even because of the loss, they've become more open to these alternative sort of approaches and lifestyles and ways of thinking and philosophies and belief systems than the more traditional, like Christianity or Catholicism. I just get the sense that they're looking for more. They're looking for answers. They're exploring things. They're opening up to things that they would have otherwise cast aside. Let's see. Any other characteristics or traits? Okay, here, the artist again. So maybe they are an actual artist. That's funny. But again, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses. That's what the beauty of art is. Like their ability, artists have the ability to capture the essence of life and to reflect it for other people. King energy, enlightened, benevolent leadership. Right? We had that King of Wands. Here's the King again. I definitely think this is a leader. This is a person who is confident. This is a person who has who's charismatic, who has the ability to lead and coach. And maybe they're a politician, but I doubt it. But like in that kind of role where people look up to them, even if they're an informal leader, people look up to them, respect them, and value them. Again, father. Right? So I think you will have a family, but I also think like, again, that fatherly figure of somebody who provides guidance, who leads, who protects, right? I think that father energy is strong. And I think this person probably also wants to be a father, maybe is a father, right? That loss could have been a wife, could have been a husband, right? Well, yeah, could have been a husband. Maybe they already have children and another relationship and they want to be a better parent, a better father. Warrior. I'm getting that protective energy as we keep speaking, that desire to protect, that strength. Yeah, exorcist, healer, and liberator. So there's definitely a sense of this like battle going on, this leadership qualities, this desire to rid the world of evil, to rid space of evil and corrupt things, and to make the world a better place, to be able to get rid of things that no longer serve us. And liberate people, and to heal people, heal themselves, heal you, heal their family, and heal the world around them. That is a strong, strong desire. Let's see where this group is going to meet. What are things that they need to look out for? Where are they going to meet this person? How are they going to find this person? How are they going to recognize this person? What does this person want? Let's see. Couple come out. Let's see if any more come out here. All right, what messages, what information can you tell us about this guy, this girl, this person as a soulmate? Who are they? What can you tell us? What can you tell us? Give us some guidance. Thank you. Okay. I think it's funny because the same cards keep coming out. So we have exclusive and physical intimacy. So yeah, obviously. We're talking about soulmates. You're going to be physically intimate. But this says make sure you're on the same page, right? This is up for discussion. I think about this as new relationships. If this is not somebody that you already know, like make sure you're on the same page. Don't let somebody rush you into a relationship and to being physical, and don't rush them into being physical, especially if they're grieving over a partner, right? If they're dealing with grief, it may be too soon. They may need you to be there in a different kind of way. Exclusive, right? They're down for that. Like, this is not, we don't have time to waste. They're not into flings right now. They may have some abandonment issues, and that could stem from, again, death. So they may be slightly overprotective. They may be really anxious for a while, because they realize how fragile life is. We have a couple of things: trigger and relational abuse. So red flags: physical, sexual, financial in nature, ask for help, trigger overreaction, responding rather than react. So I think there's a sense of like paying attention to any red flags, that are coming up again as trauma. They may not be as graphic or as explicit as this, but if you're in this person's life right now and they're still dealing with death and grief, it may not be the right time to start a relationship with them, but to just be a support while they go through healing from this and healing the psychological thing, and just really going through the grief process, and then graduate. And when they graduate from that, you'll be ready to start your relationship. Again, when they're ready to move to a new phase of the relationship. So I get this sense that this is a long term. This is somebody who's going to be exclusive and they're going to commit to you, but they maybe aren't ready to commit right now. If they're in your life, or if you meet them in the weeks or months ahead, just know that they're working through this and they're doing the best that they can, and that they need you to be patient with them. All right, any other messages, final messages for this group 3 that you want to share with us, directly with us? Any other messages? Okay, a couple of things came out. Okay, so the first one is, dear love, my heart aches for you, come home, right? So this is a message that they want you to hear. Dear love, my heart aches for you, come home. So even if they can't say it, they want to be around you. They want to be near you. They're aching for you. They're grieving, right? I think they're grieving maybe the person they lost, but I think they're also grieving you. They need you in their life. They need you in their life, even if they can't physically say it. That's what they want. Do not let your thoughts control you. Get out of your own head. Get out of your head. So they want you to know that their reactions, that their responses, that their hot and cold behavior maybe right now is not representative of how they feel about you, and it's not about you. I want you to know that too. It's not about you. It is about them healing and going through the grief process. And don't make yourself small. While you wait, don't make yourself small. They want to see you big. They want to see you living your full life. They don't want you to feel like you have to play it small in order to not intimidate them, or to not make them jealous, or they're not insecure of your success. You're going to be a team. You're going to be working together. And yeah, this idea of like, do not play small. They love being support to you, right? They love being support to you. Yeah, so that's it. Those are the messages that we have for you around your soulmate. I hope you found this helpful. If so, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future video content. Like I said, this is deep. These are deep, deep messages. We're really getting into when we talk about soulmates, that deeper love connection that is there, that exists, and that pulses through us. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to move on to the last group. Take care. Hey, last but not least, group 4, if you chose this card, this lover's card, this is your reading. This is from the True Black Tarot deck, one of my absolute favorite decks. It is so incredibly gorgeous. It's fun to use, and I love the illustrations. I mean, are they not beautiful? So let's get into that. So we're going to be doing a lot of our basic readings with this single deck, and then we'll get some clarification, things around traits with 2 different archetype decks, and finish it out with some love oracle and messages for you, some channeled messages cards. So yeah, let's get in, because these have been long readings. I'm shuffling live. I'm not doing this in advance. I'm shuffling live. So there will be some noise as I shuffle. There will be some pauses as I look down to make sure that I'm not dropping cards on the floor. I will drop cards on the floor. I've been doing it all day. So sometimes the cards get active and excited and they just fly out of my hands. But honestly, I love jumpers. I love when cards jump out, because that tells me like they were really meant for this reading, for you to hear them. And yeah, we're just gonna figure out who this person is. Who is your soulmate? What are they going through right now? Where are they? What are they doing? How can we help? How can we meet them? How can we find them? What do we need to look out for? How can we be supportive of them? Who is our soulmate for group 4? Let's see what the cards have to tell us. This deck is a thick. I love these cards, but these decks are so thick that they're kind of hard to hold. Okay, lots of cards came out. Let's see what we have here. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we have the 10 of Cups. How beautiful is this card, you guys? How beautiful is this card? 10 of Cups, happiness, right? I think of this is about family. I think you're gonna have a large, robust, healthy family. You're gonna be celebrating in many years into the future. This is generational family and happiness. Everything that you want in your family life is coming true with this soulmate, with this partner, whether you have a blended family or not. I just feel like it's gonna be full of love, full of joy. And yes, you will go through hard times, but you know that you have each other's back. That's what this speaks to, is being able to celebrate those moments of being together, laughing together, loving together, caring for each other, even through the difficult and hard times. We have the Star, which I always think about as wish fulfillment. But yeah, so they have this star energy. So they maybe are a little bit mysterious. Maybe they are like your North Star. I think they're going to be a compass for you, a rock for you, an anchor for you, somebody to lean into and guide on. So they're going to be very clear in their purpose and what they want, and what they want, the life and the vision that they have for you and your life together. They have the Emperor, but it's in reverse. So I feel like this is somebody's a little bit conflicted, that they have Emperor traits, that they like order, they like structure, they have these leadership potential, but I also feel like they don't want to do it all the time. And maybe they work in a career where they're very powerful and they're responsible for making a lot of decisions, and then they get home and they're like, oh God, I don't want to make another decision. So there may be some of that energy happening, but it could also be that they're like, yeah, you know what? Screw the patriarchy, right? Like, we're equals, we're partners, we're both gonna be leaders, and I'm not gonna sit on top as like the head of the household. So I get that energy here with this Emperor energy. It is a little bit of masculine energy, but I love that it's in reverse, because it feels like they know how to manage that in a healthy way, and not become this sort of overbearing dictator, or, you know, just be full of this masculine alpha male energy that is just sort of unchecked. We have the 6 of Swords, which speaks to battles and stagnant moving through. I feel like this is somebody who's steadfast, who consistently makes progress, and it's steady progress. This is not the person who's like just jumping out and doing something crazy and then changing their mind and then jumping into something else. This is somebody who's steady and consistent. They have one path, they are on that path, they are moving forward. You may or may not be able to tell, but it's like, that's what they do. This is the thing they do. They love it, and they do it fully and completely. Let's see, what other cards are gonna come out for this deck? What else do we know? What can you tell us about this soulmate for group 4? Okay. Lots of cards coming up. Okay. Sorry, they're sticking together. Okay, yeah. The Chariot in reverse. Again, I think they're a leader, but they don't like spotlight. They don't want to be in the spotlight. So they make a lot of decisions. They're great at making decisions. They're great at leading. They're great at organizing and managing people, but they don't take all the credit. They don't want to be in the spotlight. They will, but they don't want to be. They don't want to live there. They don't want their whole life documented in front of the cameras. I feel like they have this Four of Pentacles. So even though they feel like they're wealthy and successful, I feel like they have a tendency to hoard things. And maybe you're like, why are we holding on to this toaster that is broken? We can get rid of it. And there's something there about this need to like hold on to things, to store things, that whether it's a connection to memories or it's just a security and a fear and insecurity that one day all of this could be gone, that it's fleeting. I feel like there's a sense there for them to be a collector, to be a hoarder, to be a person who holds on to memories or keepsakes or sentimental objects. And you're like, why are we doing this? It may also be that they're very frugal and that they don't like to spend unnecessary money, or they're going to question spending money. Yep. So the Eight of Cups. So like new adventures, new journeys. I think they're willing to let go and to move on to new things and new frontiers, but they do it in a kind of very deliberate, ceremonial way. They do it in a way where it's just kind of them exploring and there's low expectations. I'm thinking, I don't know why, but I'm thinking of Bill Gates, who does these like once a year, like, I don't know what he called, I can't remember what he calls them, but they're like leadership retreats where he locks himself in a cabin, probably in the woods or something crazy like that. And he just reads all of these different things and it like reads tons and tons of materials, and it allows him to generate ideas. I get the sense of this with this person is that like they like those kinds of retreats. They like to silently like reflect and plan and explore things without any pressure of like the rest of their company or their team or people pressuring them on what's next. And I keep saying business terms because that's what I'm getting the energy here, but they may be a creative person. I think this still happens with creative people, especially musicians and artists who are being pressured to produce new content all of the time. And they're like, I just need to step away and I'll figure out what the next big thing is. And so that's the energy that I'm getting here, is that they like that time, that retreat time, to discover new things. And yeah, I think they're a writer. I think they are good at putting things down. This is in reverse, which makes me think that maybe they're blocked, or maybe they don't have time to do it as much time, or they don't devote as much time to it. But I feel like this is somebody who's like urgently writing and creating and bringing messages to the masses. So it could be that they're a content creator, but I do feel like they don't want to be, they can create content, but they don't want to be in front of the limelight all of the time. Maybe they used to be and now they're not. So again, when I think about successful people and I think about people who are in the limelight, who have kind of stepped back or changed their sort of path and their access, like I'm thinking about, like, for some reason, Jon Stewart, right? Like with the Daily Show, and like that, like constant frenzy of having to produce and create content and be on, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, recording shows, and then like going into the like wilderness and hiding and saying, I'm done with that, right? So I feel like they're very creative, very passionate, able to create content, but they're no longer in a position where they're in the front, where they're the public spotlight and the center of attention. And I think they're happy with that. They're ready to experience a new phase, a new chapter in life. And yeah, we have this Page of Cups as well, which again speaks to, and it was in reverse. It's like, I feel like they want small, like close, tight-knit relationships. They're not really into meeting new people. They're like, that's great. I don't get the sense that they have a big tribe. And I think it's because of their success. I feel like this is somebody actually who's very successful. Sorry, I'll move this back here. I feel like this is someone who's very successful and is just kind of like tired of being in the spotlight. They're tired of the paparazzi, the attention, the rumors, the lies, the critics, the haters. It could be on different scales. It could be somebody who self-published a book and has a small fan group, but maybe they're very opinionated. I don't know. I feel like this person is someone who is successful, who was in the spotlight at some time or has some kind of recognition and has pulled away from that and is starting a new chapter in their life. Let's get some more archetype cards to see who this person is at their core. What traits or characteristics should we look out for? What personalities do they have? The Mother. So this feminine energy, the source, generative, creative, nurturing, right? See, I feel like that nurturing, creative energy is strong, is really present with this person. They may be a mother. They may have children. They may be looking for a mother for their child, and wanting to spoil the mother. They may have a really great relationship with their own mother. Okay, we have Kairos. So Kairos speaks to synchronicity, alignment, ease, and decisions and actions. So I feel like this person is really confident in the decisions and the choices that they make. They don't fret over it. They're not going to debate endlessly over the pros and cons. They know how to go with their gut. They feel like if it happens, it happens. It's almost like that serendipitous action, right? They feel like they're going to meet you. It's going to be by chance. They're not going to put a lot of effort into it and like organizing and synchronizing things. They like, hey, this person showed up in my life. They seem pretty cool. They may spontaneously ask you out on a date. I feel like that's the kind of energy they have right now. And yeah, here's the Mother card. I didn't show you that. So yeah, that Mother card is nurturing energy, protective energy, feminine energy. So I feel like they're feminine, they're feminists, they're nurturing, they're just exhibiting a lot of those qualities in their relationships, in their life, in the things that they want. And they have a real deep respect for the women in their life, whether it's their mother or the role that you play as a mother, if you have children or will have children. Yeah, let's see what else, what other things are coming up. Oh, there's a couple here. The ring and the medallion. I will say the ring, I always think about this as getting married. That's not what it says on the card, but that's how I relate to this. So I get this sense that like there will be a proposal. You will be married to this person as your soulmate. I also feel like you are really completing each other, and you like, there is no end. There is no you and me. It's like you really are one unit. You really are one consistent circle, one cycle, one ring, and you're supporting each other. You're intertwined with each other. The amulet, the medallion, the talisman really speaks to tradition and sacrament and ceremony. So I talked about the hoarding. I feel like this person is really interested in traditions, and they don't have to be traditional in terms of religion or in society. They may create their own traditions, but they like the ceremony and the routine and the ritual of a good tradition and those memories. So it's like, when I say tradition, I mean like, do they have chocolate chip pancakes on Sundays, every Sunday, or is every Friday pizza and game night, right? Like, what are the memories that they build on from their childhood that they want to carry into your family? And I do think you're going to have lots of kids, right? We talked about this. I feel like you're going to have a big family. You're going to have lots of kids coming and going. You're going to have nieces and nephews, and you're going to be aunties to your best friend's kids. I just feel like there's going to be a happy, open environment where anybody can feel welcome in your home, and they trust both you and your partner, your soulmate. Speaking of that, the sustainer, right? So they trust you, right? You sustain each other. You give each other peace. You lift them up. You're generous. You're abundant. You're supportive, and you're reliable. Like, you guys are fit for each other. So like that sustainer energy, that is something that is key to them. And the lover, they're a good lover. They have a good heart. They are devoted to you. That love is unconditional, right? It's unconditional. They're devoted to you. They're in awe of you. There's a deep connection there. So that's exciting, right? Let's look at these other archetype cards. These are the Carolyn Miss archetype cards. Let's see. What other traits or characteristics do you want to share with us about this particular soulmate for group 4? There goes the card on the ground. Oh, interesting. Oh, Okay. Oh, got a lot of cards. So Samaritan fell on the ground. Samaritan is on the ground. I can't reach it right now. So good Samaritan, helpful, giving neighbor. What else has come up here? Mother again, right? This is the second one we've had. So yeah, that mother energy is strong. And this says nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy, and giving birth to life, right? So loving, nurturing, you love the role. These people, this person loves the parenting role. And I say that because I'm not assuming that everybody watching is female and that they're attracted to men, or that there are no men watching, or vice versa. So even though these cards represent different genders, I always think of them as different energies. And any gender or gender identifying person can connect with and have these energies and characteristics present. So even though this person maybe not be a traditional mother, I think that nurturing energy, that parenting energy, that unconditional love energy is still something that they may have, that they do have and possess. So I wanted to clarify that. Okay, let's look at a couple of these other things that came up. The Avenger. So desire to balance the scales of justice, which is really interesting because they also have the Judge, right? So the Avenger. So there's something about justice, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power, a desire to balance the scales of justice, a king again. So this person, enlightened, benevolent leadership. So they're really thinking about how they use their position of power. This is really making me think that this is somebody who is in a leadership position. Warrior, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, right? So they are a fighter. They're fighting for justice. They believe in equality. They believe in benevolence and compassion and strong leadership, but also kind, generous leadership. Yeah, and maybe they're a tech person. Maybe they're innovating and creating in the space of the tech field, because we have this engineer. So they may be a computer person, a tech person. They may be working in a company, running a company, starting their own startup, their own app, their own software, selling a software. But I feel like they're in a position of power. They're in a position to make great change, to have great influence. We all know how impactful social media is right now. And so I feel like they're definitely at work in this space where they have to step up, and they have to, maybe they're under pressure and they're under criticism for past leadership, and they don't want to be like the leadership that they've had. So they want a different kind of way to engage with people, a different kind of way to lead, right? Let's grab some more. So these next cards are really just going to show us who this person is, right? Like, how are you going to meet? Any other tips? This might be things like to watch out for. This might be ways in which you'll meet or see them, how you'll spend your time together. I'm laughing because this card has literally come out in every single reading. So I think that's really funny. Physical intimacy. I mean, we're talking about soulmates. So of course this is going to come out. You're going to be physically intimate. Do not worry. I always tell people though, this comes out and it always says, this topic is up for discussion. Choose healthy, balanced relationships and make sure you're doing it for the right reason. So don't be rushed into it. But yes, this comes out, and the exclusive came out, and it came out in every group, I believe. So yes, you're going to be exclusive. You're going to have physical intimacy, and that is not an issue with your soulmate. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we've got deal breakers. So this is really like knowing what you want. I feel like these people are confident, they're bold, they know what they want. I think they've maybe even had unsuccessful relationships. Maybe they've been divorced once or twice. I think they know you have a past relationship. They know what they're looking for now. They've learned from that. So don't be afraid of somebody who's been in a past relationship, because the idea is that hopefully they've grown from that and they have a clearer sense of who they are and what they need and what they want. And they've hopefully done some of that shadow work to help prepare them and make them these compassionate, kind people that they are now. Yeah, baggage, hanging on to the past or past hurts. I feel like this is somebody who who has done this, who's made this mistake in the past. They may have some baggage. Again, like I'm thinking, if you find out the person you're interested in has had 3 ex-wives or relationship divorces, like you might be like, ooh, this person that's a red flag. Yeah, they have some baggage. But go a little deeper than that to make sure that they've learned and grown from that, and they're not just repeating the same patterns. Realizing their own light. You have to be healed to be attracted. You have to be healed to attract the healed. That's the baggage thing. You have to be healed to attract the healed. So if you haven't done your own work, you're not going to attract this person who's already done theirs. So they don't have time to deal with your mess, right? So do your own work and be ready for them. And leaving space. Give yourself space and time to heal. Right one can't come if the wrong one is there. And clear the drawer for them. Again, leave space, create space for them to show up, for them to manifest, for them to be present in your life. If you haven't given them the space, if you're with the wrong person, if you're dating for the wrong reasons, they're not gonna be able to find you. They're not gonna engage with you, right? Because they don't have time to mess around. They're not into cheating. They're not into drama. They want structured, healthy relationships. That's what they're looking for. And so you have to be ready to be in a healthy relationship. That means working on your ish. Right. Any other messages for this group that you want them to hear? Okay. Always look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side. Oh, there goes one. Okay. Yeah, I am waiting for you to find me, waiting for you to be ready for our life together. Always look on the bright side. And I think one fell. Oh, yes. Let's see if I can grab it. Nope. Where is it? I can't wait to meet you. So this person is definitely not in your life. This person is not in your life. They can't wait to meet you. They're waiting for you to find them, waiting for you to be ready. Make space for them. Leave space. Realize your own life, your light, your worth. Be ready for them. Clear that space out. And always look on the bright side. They want somebody who's optimistic, not pessimistic. They want you to believe. They want you to believe in love, believe in happiness, believe in the relationship that you can have together. That's it. That is your soulmate love reading. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you were excited. I mean, this person sounds like a dream. I like them. Anyway, if that resonated with you, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. I am tired, y'all. I've been talking for over an hour. I am doing live one-on-one readings. They're 45-minute sessions. You can book those or any of my other reading packages. They start at $15. You can book them on my website, thecreativestarot.com. And if you sign up for the newsletter through the website, you also get a chance to win a 45-minute free in-depth one-on-one reading. So don't miss out on that. We do that drawing at the end of every month. Okay, take care. I'm gonna go get some water and hydrate. Bye.